like to play various figures with my right hand, like if I was playing a groove, like if I was playing. So you can play the music with the right hand as well as with the. And it's really easy to get around the whole drum kit using this technique, so you don't rely on making all the strokes all the time. Like if I was to play all the 16 notes, I would have to play. I mean that's also cool. I also do that, like playing. I think it sounds more. There's more air into the. It makes a groove in a different way when you can play the. And yeah, and when you are making the simple hits, it's more easy to yeah.
But now you have all the bass drum notes off the beat, right?
Sorry?
You have all the bass drum notes off the beat?
No, the bass drum is on the beat.
I thought you said the snare was on the beat.
No, it's
okay.
The snare is off beat. It's,
yeah, okay.
Slowly it's more easy to hear the the snare drum on the beat because it's very high tuned, and so it sounds like that. And it would sound like that even more if I wasn't playing the. And it's the same with the other types of blast, like. That's called a born blast, right? Something. There's so many names for blast beats these days. I know some drummers like to play blast beats with one foot as well, and one foot. But I think you always get more power with 2 feet. And it's starting to get a little bit snobbish in some ways because you play 2 foot blast beats. Okay, yeah, I can do it with 1 foot. Yeah, I can do it as well, but it sounds better with two feet, unless you are shuffling. Because I know some drummers are. It's very easy to, if you're very tense, you tend to shuffle the bass drums. So I think it's harder to play with 2 feet actually. Especially when you have to learn to be independent with. You have to be able to hear the bass drums instead of the snare drums, so that's really hard. So it really helps to practice that on the practice kit. It's especially with this kind of practice pad. Very easy to hear now. Remove the right hand when you're playing this because it's just single stroke. So very easy. With one foot. A little bit cold right now. And the same thing with the bomb blast. I'm hitting the. every other beat, I think it's better to practice on this kind of stuff, as long as you still play it on the real drums, because you really get tight when you can hear the bass drums. And but normally I have some triggers in my rehearsal room, and I'm used to listening to the triggers through the headphones, so it's easy to hear. And it's always easier to play on these pads compared to bass drums, of course, but still I think it's good for the technique and for the rebound technique. Because when I play, I don't even, I don't never ever bury the beat on the head like this. I always remove it immediately. I don't know if you can see the bass drum. Yeah. So, yeah. Any questions about the blast beat section? No? How many of you are death metal drummers? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes. Okay, so you don't have any issues with anything like hitting a wall sometimes? Like, okay, I want to be able to play blast beats and 250 BPM, like it seems everybody can do these days, at least on the drum phones. Am I right? It's like everybody say they can play 250 BPMs, and that's what it's all about. You don't have to play musical. You don't have to think about how the riff sounds. You just have to play this BPMs. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. I think that's so stupid. I mean, what is the point? I mean, why? Unless the music call for it is great, and I mean, there's some really great drummers out there playing really fast, much faster than me, because I don't consider myself a speed drummer. I'm not the fastest guy. I'm not trying to be the fastest drummer or anything. I think it's more important to be good at those tempos you can play, and of course try to be faster. It is important in metal to be able to play fast, but it's more important to play precise and tight and play to a click and play with some great bands. So, yeah. So if you don't have any questions about any technique stuff or anything, no?
How much do you know all the rudiments that you made playing practicing with your hands?
Yeah.
How much do you apply that to your feet?
Well, flams and stuff. I don't really use that with the feet that much. Maybe in solos with the, and the same as with the. I don't really use it. It doesn't really sound that good on bass drums if you're not Thomas Lang, because it's one thing is to do it on the pad. That's pretty easy. You just have to hold the breath.
But do you think it has to do with using triggers with your bass drum or not? The sound it produces.
Yeah.
If you're playing double strokes, I mean.
Yeah. If you really rely on triggers, it really doesn't sound good.
No.
And the same with double strokes and flams and paradiddles and all that stuff. It doesn't sound. It doesn't make any sense playing it with triggers, because every note is the same.
Yeah.
Of course.
No dynamic difference.
What?
There's no dynamic difference.
No dynamic difference. No. And yeah, I'm not Virgil Donati or anything, but I practice all the same stuff with the feet as I do with the hands, like paradiddles and all the flam stuff. And for that, I also use a different grip. I use more of a the palms down grip, like with the more dynamic grip. think it sounds better when you're playing dynamic instead of playing with the